Hello, welcome to round 2 of budget cooking in a box. So, got this guy set to 300, it was at 350, seems a little excessive. I have this guy right here, as you can see, the price normally. I got it for free, so that's pretty cool. And what I'm gonna try to do, because this is 12 ounces, is I'm gonna see if I can get 3 or 4 burgers out of this, so that I have some meal prep. There was a tab and I cut that right as I noticed. But there was a tab to open it. Whoops. So what I'm gonna try to do is split this up into 3 or 4. Let's do 3. 3 burgers out of this. And it's this is entirely plant-based, so I'm gonna read the ingredients here in a second. It's been in my fridge thawing, still a little bit frozen. Yeah, let's do 3. Yeah, you can hear it. I'm gonna do 3 of these. Little guys. And the Impossible brand and the Beyond Meat brand, their goal is to be as similar in macronutrients, micronutrients, and texture/appearance to real meat as possible, as opposed to like a black bean or a quinoa burger. I mean, look, they even got like little fat things in there. Ooh. So I'm just gonna try to make this round because it's still a little bit frozen. And the nice thing about this is since it's not real meat, it's not going to be a huge issue of, quote, cross-contamination. Got those. I'm going to rinse my hand. And I have acquired a spatula. Move that a bit. So, I am going to try to make 3. I'm going to do garlic salt, and pepper, and normally I would use more spices, but I currently don't have it anymore because I left those when I moved. It wasn't really the priority. And we're just gonna close this up for a little bit. And then I have soy sauce here and some mushrooms. I'm gonna add those to saute when I flip it. And I sprayed this instead of using butter, just because to keep it from sticking. Didn't really care about the flavor profile, to be honest. But yeah, I have actually never cooked these before, so we'll see how it turns out. And like I said, I got this for free. Normally, the reason I haven't bought them is it's cheaper to get like a roll of turkey or sausage. This is soy protein, sunflower oil, coconut oil, yeast, starch, vitamin E for some reason, and also B12. And then a couple of like preservative and like sugars. But the total sugars is actually less than 5 grams. It's 13 grams of fat and 19 grams of protein. Oh, it does say 3 servings per container. So yeah, for a quarter pound, it's 19 grams of protein. So I think that's pretty good, actually. Yeah. Also, it's got little factoids about the environmental impact and that they're from the USA. This has been around for almost 10 years, but I genuinely have not cooked one myself. I have tried them. I think it was Qdoba has Impossible as one of the options for like a taco. And then a couple of my friends tried the Impossible Whopper, but they didn't like it. I think it's just because they cooked it in the same oil and it made them still feel that like sloshy, like too much fat. So this is, you know, I'm controlling how much fat goes in here and whatever. That being said, I am gonna put a fucking avocado on the burger because I love avocados, okay? They're my favorite. I love them. They make me happy. I also love guac. I never would have found out about avocados if I hadn't gone vegan in 2014, because that was around the time that like avocados, kale, quinoa, acai were all like goji berries, cacao. Everybody was like, boom, superfoods. And while I don't necessarily care about that anymore, because at the end of the day I care more about like how I feel physically than like following some trends, I would have never tried an avocado if I hadn't been looking for stuff to make vegan recipes. So I'm pretty pumped about it. I don't know how long this is gonna take to cook, so let's check. Ooh, they're brown on the outside already. So I'm gonna hopefully have the insides be a little more not frozen. I'm gonna hopefully be able to squish this down into more of a patty. Well, it's square, but that one's really frozen still. These two are better. And flip. And you can see it literally browns like beef. So we're gonna do these a little bit longer. I am normally a rare kind of gal, but this is not a real burger, so I'm not sure if that's gonna be a good texture. So I'm just gonna cover this again in a few more minutes. And I have my ketchup and mustard on deck. And then I have these little containers for meal prep for these. And then I got these buns for free as well, but they're normally pretty cheap anyway. These are from a local grocery store, and they'll be the perfect size. I'm gonna grab this, just so I don't have to get out another plate. And I can just set them down on here. Can you hear the dog outside? Always angry. Also, my cat's here. He's doing a little loaf. Oh. I don't want to disturb his loaf, so I will bring you to the cat. Look at him. Look at this little loaf. Boop boop. What's on your face? You're dusty. So, I literally live in one room, which doesn't bother me too much because I pretty much stayed in my bedroom as a kid, and I pretty much stay in wherever the computer is as an adult. But it is interesting not having access to a stove, because when I was in college, all the dorms had common rooms with stoves and ovens and whatever. So trying to figure out, like, I've never used one of these before, or I got a mini muffin maker today. Or sorry, donut maker, and I'm gonna use muffin mix in it. I got this for $3 from a thrift store. And then I have a crock pot down here as well. I know how to use crock pots, but it's a vintage one, so it's gonna take less time to cook. So learning how to do that kind of stuff when all I've really done before is stove, baking, and microwave cooking is gonna be interesting. But honestly, I'm really glad that between, well, basically the mid-century, right, between 50s and 70s, that they invented all these weird things, because it's so helpful right now. Like, I never would have thought I'd be in this situation at this age. And knowing that there's options, like I got this cup blender. Oh my God. I got my first cup blender in high school because I was vegan and I needed more protein, and I started making protein shakes at home. And I was like, I must be getting old because I'm so hype about this blender, and I was fucking like 17. It finally went to shit, so I got another one. And again, I love it. It's getting appliances is like peak joy for me. If I didn't know about that stuff, if that hadn't been invented, I would be in such a crappy situation right now. Of like, I'd have to be eating processed foods or eating out. I'd have to learn how to microwave cook, which, you know, I got this also from a thrift store. Also, this is from the 80s. But some of these, bacon waves take 27 minutes. Do you know how much bacon I can make on a stove in 27 minutes? A lot. So it's nice to have these little things to help me out here when otherwise I might not have access to that. Ooh! Look at that steam. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit more because I don't want the mushrooms to be that hot. This smells interesting. I think it's because there's canola oil in here, but it literally looks... I'm going to show you the inside without breaking it in half, I hope. It literally looks... it's pink on the inside. What the hell? Looks like a burger. It's not a burger. Good macros. I don't mind soy protein. I am a woman. I don't really care about the whole estrogen thing. In fact, I would like some more estrogen. Also, phytoestrogen doesn't really do the same thing in your body as animal estrogen. Anyways, I turned it down, so I'm gonna leave that for a little bit longer and then take it out. Just because, again, I don't know how the texture is going to be if it's completely rare on the inside. So we're going to go for like medium rare. And then these are good. So we're going to put them away. I keep forgetting this is garlic salt, so I actually didn't use the salt. And then I also got out an apple. I don't know why, but like an apple that's been sitting in the sun. I think it's because when I was a kid and like track and field day as a kid. The texture is so much better when it's been sitting in the sun. I love me a mushy apple, okay? I'm weird. Got these for free. I'm blessed today. I have so many cucumbers in the fridge too. Like, I went to a thrift store and there was a lady outside that was just handing out cucumbers she grew herself. I got some for free earlier today as well from the food pantry. If I say I got something for free, it was either a gift or the food pantry. Just saying. I don't know. It's just been a good day. I would think I'd be more stressed living this life right now, but I feel like everything leading up to it has prepared me to be able to tolerate it. This is a good apple. Anyways, so I'm going to take these out and I'm going to put in the mushrooms with some soy sauce. That's my favorite way to marinate them. I actually used to do that as a replacement for beef with like a beef stroganoff when I was vegan. And now it's my favorite thing to do as a topper. And don't worry, y'all, I will actually take a photo of the finished product this time because I forgot to earlier today. But basically, you're gonna take your mushrooms, and these were about $2.50. You're going to question where the saran wrap ends, because that is a rite of passage. Some of my friends back in the day, Don't know if we're still friends, but some of my friends back in the day used to tell me I should do ghetto cooking videos, so here you go. First, pop this guy out immediately. Takes longer to cook. And you're just gonna slice, and these are pretty big, so I think I'm only gonna need, well, I guess I could make more for the meal prep. Yeah, okay, we're gonna do 3. Look how big this mushroom is. I got little baby hands, but I got long fingers, so this thing is pretty big. Anyways, you're just gonna throw them in. Your frying pan or whatever. And again, I turn the temp down, so it's at about 250 right now. And then you're gonna take your soy sauce, pour it on directly on the shrooms because you want to make sure it soaks into the top too. And you're gonna want more than you think because they'll really soak it up. That one was alive. Okay, that was weird. So once you got your soy sauce on there, and you can use low sodium or a substitute, it's just for the the flavor, you know, kind of smoky, kind of salty. Then you're basically gonna stir fry them until they are darker and they soak up the soy sauce. The other nice thing about this, and believe me when I say living with my ex changed my perspective on this. I've always been a person who wants to clean up immediately or as I'm doing something. Like steam happening in my fridge. But honestly, it became 10 times more important when I was meal prepping for him and cooking dinners for both of us, and then I would eat breakfast at home because I worked later than he did, to clean up as I went, so I didn't have to be literally doing giant loads of dishes every night. And so because I'm like that, it's much easier to work in a small space because literally microwave is also part of my prep space. This is part of my prep space. This is the stove or whatever I'm putting here. I've got stuff sitting on top of the fridge because I ran out of room. So I am going to put it away immediately. There's no doom piles. There's no 16 cups laying around. And then I also don't have a dishwasher. So I literally have to wash dishes in the bathtub because that's where the room is. I have a little tub that I put them in. And so I have to do it right away because I don't have room. So it's really nice. It's you don't have to worry about oh no, I didn't do the dishes and now they're piled up in the sink, because you just have to do them right away to avoid having messes to clean up later. And honestly, that's really good for my brain. So they're pretty much evenly coated. And we're going to cover this up for a couple minutes. Keep the moisture in. Fucking love apples, dude. Also, here's another thing I did. This is 20 minutes long already. I made a list of everything that's in my fridge. And the goal is that I don't ever let anything go bad. No waste. So I wrote down ways to combine it. I didn't just write, this is what's in the fridge. I wrote breakfasts, toaster strudel, oatmeal with peanut butter and raisins, protein shake, avocado toast, eggs with spinach and mushrooms. I drew an N wrong, pause. Protein shake. I wrote lunch. I got ham in the fridge, so I wrote deli sandwich on a bun. I got a little Caesar salad for free. It's in the fridge. Dinner, rice with avocado and soy sauce, Parmesan pasta. I got soup for days in here. Soup with crackers, ramen, steamed veggies, because I got a bag of steamed veggies in there that can go in the microwave. I have a bag of mini tacos that I had got from the food pantry. I don't know how to cook them, but we're going to put them in the microwave if we can, or in here. snacks, I got popcorn, I got fruit, because I forgot I had strawberries and things like that. I wrote drinks, coffee and creamer, 0 sugar pop. Like, I literally wrote down, this is how you eat it. So, for my brain, I don't want to wait. I don't want to be confused and lack an option. It's easier for me to be motivated to cook if I already know what I'm cooking and the ingredients I'm going to need. So I'm just going to already have the ideas at hand, and I already know what ingredients are in the fridge. You know, I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to use my brain. I just look at that list, grab shit out, make it, clean up. And that also prevents me from eating out and wasting money. And it prevents me from being disappointed, because everything I have is stuff that if I was forced to eat it every single day, I would, and I'd be fine. So then if I do get something random like this Impossible Burger today, it doesn't bother me. Because it's a one-time thing that I now can meal prep for a couple days. And then it's another thing I have ready to go that I don't have to think about. Speaking of meal prep, I'm gonna immediately put the mushrooms in here. And you can see they shrink up quite a bit. They got all the soy sauce in them. Perfect for going on top of a burger. Hopefully I get better at this, because I am a little concerned about setting off my smoke alarm. But I got the window open, so I don't have an exhaust fan, you know? So I put these, let's see, that many for my burger, and then this many for later. Right in here, and I'm just gonna leave the lid open so they have time to cool off. And then I got my topper ready, you know? And I've got these burgers over here. Ooh, that is hot. Come here, little guy. The stem is being stubborn. Okay, I'm gonna let this cool off. Right there. And then my 2 extra burgers are gonna go in these ones, and they're already cool. Okay, it's not quite cool. I'm gonna eat the weird square one right now, just because it's square. And then I've got that off, so it's gonna, you know, cool itself before I clean it. My burgers are good to go for tomorrow and the next day. I've got one right here. I'm gonna spiffy it up. Like I said, I love putting avocado on everything, so we're just gonna grab a bun. I think I can only do half of one, so I'm gonna put the other half in the fridge. And again, I do keep bread in the fridge as well, just because sometimes I'm not going to eat bread every day. Like, I'm not going to eat buns every day. I'm not going to eat these, you know, cinnamon raisin things every day. So that makes sure that it doesn't go bad. I don't think this is pre-split, but I got long nails, so who needs a knife? And I'm the only one touching it, so y'all can't get mad. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put half of an avocado on the bottom of it. And here's what you do when you're gonna use an avocado later. You're gonna slice it open. And the side with the pit is the side you're gonna save. Grab something to put it in. this bag. I'm gonna grab something to put it in. And so it doesn't go bad, you're gonna turn it face down in the fridge like this. And now I've got an avocado prepped for tomorrow. And then I'm gonna scoop this half onto the bun, right there. This is just gonna go on YouTube unedited because it's so long already. I'm just gonna cut out the first part where I'm talking to my mom on the phone. And then I don't really need to spread this too much. Just kind of make it a little more even. This one isn't fully ripe, so, but it's still gonna taste delicious. And that's our avocado. And then the mushrooms go right on top. Should we celebrate this occasion by using the fancy dishes? I think we should. And then the burger can go on the other half with my greasy hands. I'm gonna rinse again. The fruit fly light works way better than the stem one. The stem one sucks, but it was cheaper. And my ex has my old one. I got mustard here, that was 59 cents. Balling on a budget. I returned 2 of the shirts because I knew I wasn't gonna get much wear out of them, so I could get ingredients for my burger. Mustard. And into the fridge, there he goes. Ketchup that I got for 98 cents. Hell yeah. And into the fridge she goes. And I think we will celebrate by using one of my new plates. I got this from an antique store for 12 bucks. $12.50 for a set of 4 plates, 4 mugs, 4 bowls, and 4 salad plates. And this is JCPenney Home, so it could be from anywhere from the 90s to the 2010s. Nice little retro plate here. And doesn't that look amazing? And this is using stuff again that I got for free, and it's vegan, and it's probably delicious. I'm gonna take some photos real quick and then we're gonna try it. I'm sitting over by my PC, just so y'all can see, that's where I was cooking. This is the entire place I live in. So if you live in a dorm or a studio apartment or something, this is gonna be perfect for you. This might be a little difficult to bite because it's thick. Again, this is stuff I made for free and or very low cost. The mushrooms were $2.99, ketchup was 98 cents, mustard was 59 cents, and the soy sauce was like, I don't know, $2. So, and you know, all of those will stretch a bit. Look at that. That's pretty fucking good. I could have used more garlic, but I could always use more garlic. Bun's pretty nice too. I will say this is a little bit salty. So again, if you want to use low sodium soy sauce for the mushrooms or anything else really to marinate them in. And then whatever seasoning on the burger, you know. I used garlic salt. I would have preferred garlic powder because obviously garlic salt is like pretty close to a 50-50 ratio. But overall, this is pretty good. And texture. I've had a $33 steak and $23 hamburger in the last year. This texture is way better than a bean burger compared to that. I would say this texture is better than sausage as well. It's not stretchy. It's really, I don't know, it's just satisfying. I remember the first time I ever tried Beyond Meat, and I was like, this is too realistic, I'm scared. I think you're lying to me. This is good. So, if you got allergies, if you're vegan, whatever, you can get your hands on some of this. This is a good burger. Anyways, thanks for watching.